Got my hands, Gary Chrissy. Got my mama and daddy too. Got my brothers, Dylan and Ethan. My grandma, my cousins too. It's the family channel all day. We're gonna have some fun today. It's the family.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to our channel. For today's video, I'm going to be continuing the Who I've Met series. Today I'm going to go with a band called Alexandria. I'm not sure if who's heard of them and who hasn't. They're one of my favorite bands. They're a British band. And they're probably the most down-to-earth guys I've ever met. I had posted a picture of my dad's guitar on Instagram, and I tagged them in it because I wanted them to sign it. Well, one of the guitarists, Ben, remembered seeing my guitar on Instagram. So the first time I met these guys, we waited outside, I know, a good hour and a half, 2 hours maybe. There was a pub, or whatever you want to call it, behind the venue where we, had watched the concert. And we heard that they were over there drinking. So me and my sister walked over there, and sure enough, they were all inside the pub drinking. We walked in and just stood there for a minute because, hello, it's Alexandria. We were going to approach them, but then again, we started thinking, and we were like, well, let's let them enjoy their drinks and stuff, and then we'll, try to meet them after the show, like after they come back out. So they finally come back out, and we start talking to them and stuff, and we were talking to James, who's the drummer, and we were telling James how we had walked in there and everything, and he was like, basically asking us if we were all, over 21, which we were, and he was like, y'all should have came in and, talked to us. He was like, you could have had a drink with us. So we were kind of bummed about that, because we could have had a drink with Alexandria. But, we got to meet all of them that night except for Ben. I got pictures with Cameron, with Sam, with James, and with Danny. But like I said, we didn't get to meet Ben that night. We went to go see them again. This time, all we got to meet was James. I think we met James every time we went. James is a sweetheart. Like I said, they're all sweethearts. Then another time we went, Ben and Sam had clothing lines at the time. Sam's was Queen's Fleet, and Ben's was Ben Brew's Clothing. Well, I had a shirt from both of them, and I let April wear my Queen's Fleet, I believe, and I wore Ben Brew's. Sam said that, if you were wearing one of his, shirts at the show, he would give you a high five and all this other stuff. So April got a high five, and I was like, but technically, that shirt's mine. So I got a high five, too. But yeah, like I said, they're really down-to-earth guys. And, like, the time that I met Ben, I was so nervous. Like, because I love Ben Bruce. I've always loved Ben. He's just, like, such an awesome guy, So when I met him, I was a little bit nervous. But like I said, he remembered seeing my guitar because the time that we met him, I had my guitar with me. And I was like, Ben, would you sign this for me? And he stopped for a minute, and he was like, I remember seeing this. He was like, you tagged me on it, on Instagram, right? I was like, yeah, I did. And he was like, I remember this. So, people think that, people in bands don't really care about their fans and they don't pay attention, but they do. They really do. But yeah, like I said, you know, they're really cool guys. I haven't been able to see them in a long time because of this, the pandemic and stuff. But I still, follow them on Instagram. They're all married now. Well, except Sam. Sam's not married, but they all have kids except Danny. Cameron doesn't officially have a kid yet, but his wife's pregnant, which is pretty cool. But yeah, like I said, they're awesome guys. They're a really awesome group. If you're into that kind of music, it's rock, but there's a lot of people that like that kind of music, and there's some that don't, and that's fine. But like I said, a lot of people have met people, and they've had to pay to meet them, which I've had to pay to meet. Like I paid to meet the Used once. But most of the bands and people that I've met have done for free. I went to the show, and we had some kids following us one time because we're talking about, all the people that we had met and everything. And they're like, how have you met all these people? Like, you'd have to just wait around after the show. And they were like, well, we're going with you. And some people think that they're going to be out there within like 10 minutes of the show ending. No, that's usually not how it goes. They'll, sometimes they'll shower after a show. They'll go get something to eat. And, sometimes you're going to wait a good hour and a half, 2 hours. But if you're persistent and you stay out there, then usually you'll meet somebody. It depends on the venue too, because like I said, the venue where we seen the Used at was the Fillmore in Charlotte, and they didn't want you sitting out there. Most of the other venues I've been to, they don't care, as long as you're not causing any problems and all that good stuff. I don't know why the Fillmore is like that, but there are some, like I said, there are some venues that don't like you to sit outside, and you can't really fight with them or anything, But yeah, it is possible to meet people without paying for it. Now, your bigger bands, like with Avenged, I've never met Matt. Still haven't met him, and I didn't get to meet Jimmy. But I met Brian and Zachy and Johnny. I won meet and greet passes to meet Brian and Zach, but I met Johnny outside. So it just depends on really the band, the venue, if they have a show the next day, where the show is, like, there's a lot of factors. But, most of the time, they're going to try to meet you, But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a big thumbs up if you did. Leave me a comment down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.